What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's discuss NXT for July the 18th, 2023. Pretty decent show for the most part. We are 1 week away until the Great American Bash. The card seems to be shaping up rather nicely. So we kicked the show off with Trick and Mello. They hit the ring, and Trick calls for the music to be cut. He says, "We're close to the Great American Bash, so let's get to business." Trick goes to hype up Carmelo, but Carmelo wants to talk about what happened with Ilja Dragunov, wanting to help him against the Judgment Day last week. Out comes Ilja Dragunov. Ilja Dragunov says he got involved because Damian Priest could have cashed in Money in the Bank to win the title, but take it to the main roster. Dragunov wants to face Carmelo at the Bash. Dragunov says Carmelo has lost control. They have some words, and Dragunov goes on about how it means something when he's in the ring. The people feel it, and he'll make Carmelo Hayes feel defeat at the Great American Bash. Carmelo says he feels it all: the weight of the title, the criticism from everyone, the animosity of his peers in the back, and so on. He feels everything. Damn, that was a good line right there. Great. Carmelo says Ilja is the most qualified to challenge him at the Great American Bash, which is correct, outside of Braun Breaker. The back and forth continue between the two. Dragunov says Carmelo can't control this fire. Hayes says he'll blow this fire out. Carmelo says one of them will have champagne after the bash, the other will have pain. And then Carmelo's music hits, and then they have a face-off, and then Carmelo holds the title up. So that was great. I enjoyed that. Hopefully this will be a feud and not a one-off. Carmelo actually needs to feud with Dragunov. Who knows? Maybe he defeats Ilja, and Ilja gets called up to the main roster. Who knows? Because Ilja, to me, is ready. You could put him in with Imperium as a fourth member. I think that would be kind of cool. Or to replace Giovanni Vinci, I guess. I don't know. But Ilja would be fine on the main roster for sure. Moving on. So we see my boy Tony D. Hell yeah. He's out of jail. Finally. So Stax Lorenzo, he shows up waiting with a car, and then they drive off together. Moving on. So Mustafa Ali is backstage. He approaches Wes Lee. Mustafa Ali isn't happy about Dominik Mysterio getting a title shot tonight when their match is coming up. But Wes Lee says he was challenged. Ali says he doesn't want to face Dominik Mysterio at the Great American Bash. He wants to face the greatest North American champion of all time. Wes Lee says he'll be there. Ali says he'll be there. But Wes Lee has to win to get there. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's fine. First match of the night, Nathan Frazer and Dragon Lee versus Los Lotharios, and a very good match. The crowd was into it for the entire time, basically. In the end, Dragon Lee gets the win via a aerosol DDT onto Angel Garza for the 1, 2, 3. So post-match, Nathan Frazer and Dragon Lee, along with Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz, they celebrate. So out of nowhere, Humberto, he shoves Angel to the floor for whatever reason. He storms off to the crowd, and then Angel Garza follows him, and then they're both running away. Running away, my bad. I don't understand why they're doing this. This is a dumbass decision. I have no idea what Shawn Michaels is thinking. Sean, don't break these guys up. Please, don't. Lotharios kicks ass. Do not break them up at all. Don't. I wish they would have turned Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz heel so they could be aligned with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, because it fits their gimmick. They need mamacitas by their side. They do. Moving on. So we get a really cool Baron Corbin vignette. Baron Corbin wonders why he couldn't just be fine with what he had. He had to go and burn his past, evolve, but to what? Corbin goes on and says he'll face his future, love him or hate him, fuck your opinions. Save your opinions, fuck what others think, or something like that. He said something like that. Corbin is doing this as him. And then we see Baron Corbin staring down a version of himself. So I do like this. Pretty good stuff. Moving on. So NXT Anonymous shows us footage of Booker T talking to Roxanne Perez about how dangerous Blaire Davenport is and how she needs to go into their match at the Great American Bash. And then post-match, not post-match, but before the match between Kiana James and Gigi Dolan took place, Booker T was pissed on commentary. He said, hell no, what the hell is this? This wasn't a damn promo. This was business, dog. What the hell is this? Really good shit there. Love me some Booker T. Moving on, Kiana James versus Gigi Dolan. I'm not going to hold you guys up. I didn't even watch the match. I was playing video games. Didn't even watch it. But Kiana James gets the win here. And so Gigi grabs her bag, basically. She swings at the bag at Kiana James, but then she misses. The referee snatches the bag from Kiana James. From Gigi. This allows for Kiana James to hit the 401k for the win. So this sets up a third match between the two. They could do it next week, or they could just do it at the Great American Bash, which they probably will. But how would you end their feud? What would you do? A no DQ match, steel cage, I quit, last woman standing match. What? I don't know. Moving on. So we see backstage footage from last week of Axiom and Scripps having words with Bronco Nima and Lucian Price to set up tonight's match. So Nima and Price walk off. Axiom tells Scripps they're not a tag team, and Scripps can't keep doing this to him because he has things he wants to accomplish in NXT on his own. Okay, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We see a heel turn coming from one Scripps. And we do see that later on when we get to it. Moving on. So, my girl Avi now, she's sad backstage, and she's removing the Diamond Mine banters from their training room. I don't know what they're doing with the Creed brothers. They've yet to make an appearance on the main roster for whatever damn reason. It's weird to me. It's very, very weird. They'll figure out something, but maybe they'll show up this week on SmackDown. Who knows? I don't know. But we got to do something with them. Moving on. So, Eddie Thorpe, he tweeted, not Eddie Thorpe, damn. Noam Dar tweeted an apology about last week's Supernova Sessions being canceled. Saying that he's sorry for canceling, but he's still a glass case of emotion over losing the NXT Heritage Cup. Noam Dar said he'd try and host again this week. Eddie Thorpe was backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell now. She asked about his NXT Underground win and says that he should that should put him in title contention. Then Metaphor walk up. They apologize for Noam Dar canceling again. Noam Dar is out of it tonight. They give Eddie Thorpe a signed photo of Noam Dar, but he rips it up. Oro Mensah doesn't take too kindly to this. He challenges Eddie Thorpe to a match, and they have some words as officials hold them back. So that's fine. Moving on. We finally get the debut of Bronca Nima and Lucian Price. So they defeated Axiom and Scripps. Scripps, midway through the match, turns on Axiom. He strikes him, and then this allows for Nima and Price to hit a clothesline into a big boot for the 1-2-3. So I do like this. Vic Joseph was confused about this on commentary for whatever reason. Come on, we knew this was going to lead towards a heel turn. Like, it makes the most sense. You know? Like, it's not weird. So, post-match, Scripps walks off with Price and Nima. So that's great. So I do like this. Maybe they're going to have some type of alliance with Scripps. Who knows? But this is great. A step in the right direction. Moving on. So Tony D, he has his homecoming next. So Tony D's family members are in the ring. Stax gets on the mic and says everything changed for the family on May 25th when the rat Joe Coffey had Tony D arrested on trumped-up charges. Stax goes on and introduces Don. So Tony D comes out. He takes the mic and declares that he's back. Tony D wants to first give a shout-out to Stax because he wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for him. Tony D says Stax came up with a genius plan. And Tony says everyone, including Gallus, thought that Stax was the rat, but that's not the case. Tony D then shows us footage of Stax going over the plan during a visitation. This happened 2 months ago, and how they tricked Gallus into giving them a title shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships. So Gallus comes out. So Joe Coffey insults both Stax and Tony D, calling them scum and the lowest form of life he's ever seen. Joe says Tony is going to wish he was back in jail again. Tony D and Stax taunt Gallus, saying they'll lose their NXT Tag Team Championships at the Great American Bash. Gallus ends up going to the ring for a fight, but Tony D's family members pull out weapons. Tony D and Stax hit Wolfgang with crowbars, and Joe with crowbars as well. And then Mark is put through a table by both of them for a big pop. So that was great. Really good shit there. Joe Coffey needs to shave his fucking head. He looks like he's fucking homeless. I'm not going to hold you guys up. He looks like he's homeless. But really good stuff there. Hopefully my boys, the D'Angelo family, win at the Great American Bash. Moving on. So Trick and Mello, they're backstage when Schism showed up along with their masked members. So Joe Gacy says Trick and Mello will see their union dissolve as soon as Carmelo loses the title. Ava and Jagger Reed they also talk some trash. Ilja Dragunov eventually walks up and stands between Joe Gacy and Carmelo. So Joe Gacy says Ilja is the next NXT champion. Carmelo Hayes wants to know why Ilja keeps showing up. They have some words, and then I believe one of the members headbutt Carmelo, and then a massive brawl breaks out. So this is fine. It's going to lead to 6-man tag action next week. Trick and Mello and Ilja versus Schism. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be the can they coexist Bullshit. So, next, we get a pre-recorded promo from Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice. So, Elektra knocks Thea Hale and brags about having a real MMA fighter in her corner. Lola Vice says Thea Hale has no chance at winning, just like she did when she went for the NXT Women's Championship. So this leads us into the match. Thea Hale versus Elektra Lopez. Very short match here. I was shocked by this. But Thea was able to lock in the Kimura lock. And this match only went for maybe 45 seconds, if that. And Elektra Lopez just taps out. She instantly taps out. I was upset about this because my girl, Lola Vice, should have came in and caused the DQ and beat down Thea Hale. But I get where they're going with this. They're trying to give her a bunch of momentum, so it does make sense. So, post-match, Duke Hudson, he hits the ring. He gets on the mic. And Thea Hale says she just made Elektra Lopez tap out just like she did Tiffany Stratton. Thea Hale wants another shot. She knows that she can do it. So Duke starts up a rematch chant. Thea Hale calls out Tiffany Stratton to the ring so she can kick her ass. Tiffany Stratton comes out and says it's rude to call the champion out, and she's superior. Fans chant, you tapped out. Tiffany Stratton says Thea Hale learned one move and thinks she can conquer the world. Tiffany Stratton accepts the challenge and says this will be the easiest title defense ever because she's already defeated Thea Hale once. Then she says toodles, and she leaves she goes to leave, but Thea Hale wants this to be a submission match. Tiffany Stratton says absolutely not. Thea Hale can't add any stipulations. Only Tiffany Stratton can. When did that happen? Neither of them can make matches and stipulations. When did that happen? What the hell? And Thea Hale can't make Stratton do it. So Tiffany Stratton begins to leave, but then Thea Hale attacks her. She applies the Kimura lock, forcing Tiffany Stratton to tap out and agree to the match. This is fine, I guess. I'm okay with this, I guess. A submission match, really? But I think that Tiffany Stratton's going to win anyway. She'll probably end up using, maybe a Kimura lock of her own. I don't know. Moving on. So, Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, they're backstage. So then Tony D and Stacks walk by. Tony D says Vinny, Dominik's friend from jail, said hello. And Tony D wishes them good luck. And then him and Stacks leave. Dominik then points out Lyra Valkyria. Rhea Ripley then calls her over. Rhea says she told everyone how Lyra is such a badass, but then she went and got beat by JC Jane and lost her feathers and her jacket got ripped. Rhea asks if she was wrong about Lyra Valkyria. Lyra says no, and she'll prove it next time she steps in the ring with JC Jane. Lyra walks off, and Dominik says she doesn't want to get on mommy's bad side. Pretty good stuff there. I do like that. I wouldn't mind, I'm not going to hold you guys up, I wouldn't mind seeing Lyra Valkyria in Judgment Day. I think that'd be kind of cool, though. I really do. It's kind of cool that Rhea is taking a liking to Lyra Valkyria. Again, they both come from NXT UK, so, why not? I believe their paths have crossed before, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. Moving on, we get a video package from Gable Steveson. He says everyone is talking about his future, what's next. Gable goes on about how he could win another NCAA title, or he could represent the U.S. at the Olympics in Paris, or stay in NXT. Gable Steveson says next week he'll decide on his future. So this is fine. We all know that he's going to stay in NXT because his brother is there. So why wouldn't he not stay there? They did that for a reason. I think WWE goofed a couple years back when they had him on the main roster when they were doing the draft, and he was the last and final draft pick for Monday Night Raw. I think that was just doing that just to get a reaction. But he will definitely stay in NXT for sure. Moving on, Oro Mensah versus Eddie Thorpe. So, there was a point in the match where Noam Dar was just laying in the middle of the ring, and the referee, along with Metaphor, had to get him out. This calls for Dijak to come out. He dropped Eddie Thorpe with a big boot at ringside. So Thorpe, he barely makes it into the ring, but he does. He gets in there at the count of 9, and then this allows for Mensah to hit a running heel kick for the 1-2-3, which was nicely done. So I do like that. It makes sense. I guess we're going to do Dijak versus Eddie Thorpe. Oh, boy. I fucking hate Dijak. Ugh. Moving on. So we see a video of Dana Brooke and Kalani Jordan. So Kalani Jordan is mad at herself for losing to Cora Jade last week. Dana Brooke says Jordan is just getting started, so it's okay. Dana Brooke suggests they do something only they can do. So they start doing gymnastics training now. Dana Brooke says Jordan is about to break out, so Jade wishes she could do what they do. And that's just, and that's why she carries the kendo stick everywhere. So then we cut to Cora Jade watching backstage. She says, "Gymnast, really?" And then Cora Jade says Dana Brooke will lose next week, and then she hits the wall with her kendo stick, and that was the end of the segment. So this is fine here. Again, I'm not much of a Dana Brooke fan. I'm not. I think that her being in the corner of Kalani Jordan is fine, but Dana Brooke doesn't really have it, though. I mean, she's been there for, 10 years? I'm still shocked she's been there for 10 years, and she's not improved yet. But it is what it is. Moving on. So we go to Vic Joseph's split-screen interview with Blaire Davenport and Roxanne Perez. Blaire Davenport says she had nothing to do with NXT anonymous filming both Booker T and Roxanne Perez earlier on in the night. Blaire Davenport brings up what she did do to Roxanne Perez before, so now she gets to do the same in front of Roxanne's friends and family. Blaire Davenport insults Roxanne Perez some more and says the division is full of grown women, not little girls, which I agree with. Roxanne is tired of being criticized for her size. She goes on and says she'll fight the anxiety to show us a side we've never seen. She says Blaire Davenport has no idea what's coming. Blaire Davenport says either you have the killer instinct or you don't, which I agree with. Roxanne Perez says she does have it. Blaire Davenport says Austin, Texas is close to Roxanne's my bad. Blaire Davenport says Austin, Texas is close to Roxanne Perez's hometown of Laredo. So when she loses at the Great American Bash, she should just go home and not come back to Orlando. Really good shit right there. Really good shit. And Roxanne Perez storms out. That was great. That was absolutely great. Good shit by Blaire Davenport. Look, Roxanne Perez, I get it. She's great in ring. But the girl has no character to her. She has no character to her. None at all. Main event. Dominik Mysterio versus Wes Lee for the NXT North American Championship. This was a decent match. In the end, the Judgment Day, they get involved. So Wes Lee, he goes for a spiral tap, but Finn Balor, he rushes in from out of nowhere. He distracts the official. So Wes Lee then hits Damian Priest with a cardiac kick. Rhea Ripley hits Wes Lee in the back of the head with a belt shot. And then Dominik rolls in for the 1-2-3. And then Dominik wins the NXT North American Championship. This is great. I love it. I'm so glad this happened. Look, I liked Wes Lee, but he had the championship since Halloween Havoc last year. So he's had it for a good 7 months, 8 months, whatever, something like that. But, I mean, it's fine. It makes sense. This is great. I love this. I absolutely love this. Really, really good stuff here. I'm glad Dominik is champion. This makes sense. I think that Dominik should have been in NXT all along, if we're being honest. Dominik was able to pass through NXT because of Rey. That's the only reason. But, it is what it is. But this is great. This is absolutely great. So, a really decent episode of NXT. What did you guys think? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.